And hello again, everyone. Welcome into this week's edition of Jacket Vision, our weekly look inside Oxford Yellow Jacket football. I'm Mickey Shadricks, joined now by Oxford head coach Ryan Herring. Coach, last Friday night, a huge road region victory as you went on the road and knocked off Coleman by a final score of 52-28. Improved to 4-0 overall, 2-0 in the region. Region road wins are really sweet, aren't they?
Huge, huge win, and going to Coleman and getting a win is very huge, and that's all I'll say about that. But it was a great win, a great team effort. So was really excited right now.
52 points had to please you because we've talked in previous shows about how your defense kind of seems to be playing very well and very, very aggressive and doing a good job against opposing offenses. You said last week you were looking for a little bit of an identity on offense. I would say 52 points is a pretty good identity.
Yeah, we didn't punt the whole game. We had a fumble on a snap and Titus fumbled one time. So, they never slowed us down. So I was real happy with the offense. I was real happy with the offensive line, really coming off the ball, staying on blocks. And we got Titus Lindsay at running back. And, he's small enough, he's hard to see, but he runs that thing in there hard like a 200-pound tailback. So, that worked great. Then we mixed in some play action and hit him over the top 2 or 3 times. So, it went as planned, which doesn't happen all the time, but it went as planned. So, we're very excited and happy about it.
Speaking of Titus, your running back had well over 200 yards rushing. If someone just looked at the stats and didn't know who he was, they would probably think some big, tall. I mean, Titus is a very small player, but he plays much bigger than his size. Talk about his performance in this game.
Well, he plays big, and his performance was big. I think he ended up with 298. We had him at 298. So that's wow. Impressive. Going on the road, that's impressive. Of course, and he'll be the first one to tell you the offensive line did a great job of making ways for him. But, and being able to mix in over the top passes, you just, everything worked out perfect. He ran the ball hard. The line blocked well. The coaches did a great job of getting the kids ready all week. So, but here's what my dad always used to say, that ball is not real heavy. So Titus don't have to weigh 200 to carry the football. And he carried it well Friday night.
Well, we mentioned last week that this was a first for Oxford. Oxford High School had never played at Coleman. So talk about what the trip was like for your team.
We had a great trip. We rented charters to go up there. Just went to Birmingham, went straight up. Smooth trip. We ate before we left. Generally a lot of times you have to eat on the road. We went ahead and ate before we left, and we had snacks on the way up there. We got there. They have a great, pretty campus. They've got a turf field, looked great. So everything went great as far as the trip up there and back. So, real blessed and fortunate.
And you survived the officials, no issues there, right?
Yeah, they didn't quite see Coleman punching a lot, but I mean, who's perfect?
All right, well, the final score is all that counts, and it was definitely in Oxford's favor last Friday night. We've got all the highlights coming up next right here on Jacket Vision. And back on Jacket Vision, Oxford on the road Friday night, first region road game of the year against Coleman. We pick up the highlights in the first quarter.
I tell you what, they came out and they took the ball and opened the kickoff and throw a little quick screen out there. And they ran it right down our throat and made us like it. That's basically what happened on the first drive and second drive. And right here they got in a stack eye and just ran right through there. We didn't have much of a defense right there for it. And we finally get a little better later on in the game. Right here, we get a little play action, hit Hareem over the top. We worked on it all week, and we talked about it all week. Hey, it's going to be there. You just got to catch the ball, and it was. It's pretty neat when things work that you work on all week. We didn't do a real good job on kickoff coverage Friday night. We had some people running around blocks, and you can't do that. Great tackle right there by Janito right there. Play action right here. They throw a slant over the middle, and we just have a safety nowhere to be found. We've got to do a better job. We've got to make tackles when balls are thrown over the middle. They'll get another one later on like that. Here we are, we throw a little quick out to Hareem. He stiff arms the guy, and we think he's going all the way, but this safety right here is a heck of an athlete. He runs down on about the 5-yard line. But great job throwing, great job catching, great job protection by the offensive line. Run a little power lead right there, and Titus gets in. The blocking didn't fit up like we thought it would, but Titus, being a good running back, just found a way to get in the end zone, and that's what good running backs do. Here we go again. We just run around a couple blocks. We all got to run around the same side, but daggone Borelli makes a great tackle. I mean, he made a tackle about as good as anybody did on defense the whole night. There's a rollout pass. Kenny Britt pulls up contain right there and gets a good sack. Big play right there for momentum, grabbing some momentum for us. Good job right there by, who is that, 27 right there? Asante Farrell. Got a little quarterback buck sweep right here. Abe almost gets going, loses his footing right there. I think if he'd have got going, you might have saw him break it. Little tall sweep right here to the weak side. So their safety probably had about 15 tackles, so that's good for us when the safety's having to tackle us. We run a little inside lead right here, and he sneaks in there, and great job blocking and great job hitting it right there by Titus. When you run up the middle and you score touchdowns, that means somebody's getting blocked. There's Hareem again on a speed out, does a good job of yards after the catch right there, making the first guy miss. Speed option right here, got a second down at about 20, and great job blocking on the perimeter by the receivers, also by the lineman. Abe gets it off right there, and Titus gets about 20 yards. A little buck sweep right here with Titus. Good job blocking on the perimeter by the receivers. We end up missing a block on a quick pass and have to settle for a field goal here, which is fine. Borelli nails it. They kind of winging some stuff. They did some things a little different than what they did on film. Just adding some wrinkles to their offense. So, you got to give them credit. They came out there and changed some stuff up, which, that's what people are going to do. Especially if maybe they don't have quite the athletes you have. They're going to change stuff up and find an advantage, and I thought Coleman did a real good job of that.
There you see the score at halftime, 24-14. Coach, they jumped on you. They scored on you first, but nice response there by the offense. 24 points in the first half.
That was huge right there. Them coming out and scoring and getting 14, and us responding and then taking the lead on the road. They could have easily grabbed momentum, and we could have been caught. Just kind of looking, but I thought our kids responded well, especially offensively. And defense settled down and made some plays later on in the game, some good fourth down stops. But real proud of the offense, just being methodical and moving the ball and hitting play action. We did some good things offensively, so hopefully we can build on that.
All right, halftime score, Oxford in the lead 24-14. Second half highlights coming up, but as we go to break, listen into the sound of champions, the Oxford High School Marching Band, from their performance at Coleman High School last Friday. All right, Coach, you got a 10-point lead at half. Both teams combining for 38 points in the first half, and it'd be a lot more in the second half.
Yeah, there's a good job right there to start off with a little dive with Titus, and he kind of runs into a wall and bounces back out the back door. And then right here, just a great job blocking, everybody blocking, and great job Titus hitting it. And I like the fact he didn't get caught from behind right there. We gave Hareem a lot of heck Sunday about getting caught. Their quarterback's not a bad little athlete. Does a good job right there. Brody makes a good tackle. I think that's Cross or with him, or is that Kendall maybe? But anyway, they just decided to go ahead and we're going to just try to pound it in there, and they tried to get some double teams, and they got some good movement on us. So, and it was good for us to see that. We got to get better on the D line. But right here, another post for a touchdown. We just missed a tackle. We got to make tackles. We got to get better in the secondary. We worked real hard Monday at practice. We got to get better in the secondary. Otherwise, everybody's going to find that honey hole on us. When you got to have guts to over the middle. So we got to have somebody back there who's going to make tackles. And maybe deliver a big blow. But here's the offense moving the ball good, just down the field. People are staying on blocks. We run a lead right here on the 1 yard line. Just a great job. I don't think there was anything fancy about it. We kind of lined up and ran right at them, and that was a great job by everybody. Right here they just throw the ball down the field. Get down the 2 yard line. We just got some coverage situations we got to get fixed. Right here, they just run the lead right at us, had a stack eye. And, I don't know why they didn't do that more often right there, because they got some big kids up front. Got the guy going to Alabama. Good job right here by Abe getting it out on the quick pass. Jacoby getting a lot of yards, making the first guy miss. That's always huge, making that first guy miss. Here we are over the lead again. Good job by Titus, get some extra yards. If you notice, the first guy usually doesn't tackle Titus. And that's a sign of a good running back. Play action right here, just wide open. That's safety. When he's having to make tackles at 2 yards from line of scrimmage, the middle's going to be open. Here we are, a little late getting pressure, but then boom, there goes Kenny getting another late sack on when a guy gets out of the pocket. Great job by Kenny. They try a fake punt right here, and they almost got it. One guy, we didn't see him right there, but then we tackled him right before the line. That kind of right there was a huge play. I think the game kind of momentum swung for good at that point. Just run the lead right here, just sticking what works, Run a little wing back counter right here to Jordan Swain. I thought he was going to go all the way, and that guy got a hold of his feet, slowed him down a little bit, and got tackled from behind. But real proud of Jordan. He did a lot. He's wearing a lot of hats right now. He's playing running back, fullback, wing back, safety, doing a lot of things. So just real proud of Jordan and everything he's doing for us. Right here, we got to make tackles. We got to get downhill and make tackles. There's no excuse in that right there. Throw it up right here. Finally, we make a play. Janito Allen makes a play, and real proud of Janito, because we needed that right there, because that could have maybe brought him back in the game a little bit, and that kind of sealed it for good right there. But just a great play by Janito, playing the hip, going up, catching the ball at the highest point.
And there you see the final score. Oxford wins it 52-28. Coach, I know you saw some things you weren't happy with them hitting some passes over the middle, your kickoff coverage, but got to be pleased with the offensive production. What are your big takeaways from this first region road win?
Well, we've got to get better on kickoff coverage. That's a big play. That's a play that's in open space, so we've got to get better, and we've got to tackle people inside the 30. I want it to be inside the 20, but we at least got to stop them inside the 30. So we got to improve on that. Some things on defense, we just had some breakdowns. We had played great defense the first 3 games, and, we just had a couple of letdowns, but, we know what they are, and we got to get them fixed, and I think we will get them fixed. But offensively, I was just proud of the way we played as far as running right at them and just saying, hey, here's what it is, see if you can stop it. And I thought our guys did a great job. I like that. I like to see that. We didn't have to change a lot of stuff. We ran right at them and did play action. So I was real pleased with the game offensively.
And it's interesting in those highlights seeing everybody knows about Kenny Brett, and for good reason. A few of those plays, his closing speed just remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, we've put emphasis on speed starting after the season last year, and it's helped him. You think, well, it might help the receivers and DBs. Well, look, Kenny's a linebacker tight end for us, and it's really helped him. And his closing speed, you can tell, is better than it was last year. So, that's paid off a lot.
All right, let's take a look at the individual player awards from the Coleman game.
Air Jacket Award this week goes to Hareem Averett, who you saw with a couple of big catches. Racehorse Titus Lindsay, 298 yards. That's enough said right there. Highest grade D-line, Matthew Muncher. Matthew's been real solid for us. Highest grade offensive line, we had a tie. Clay Webb, Brett Houston. I think Clay Webb had like 17 or 19 pancakes, which it may be a record. Special teams, Keaton Borelli. Keaton did a great job kicking the ball, hit that field goal, and also made a great tackle on kickoff. Most hits, Matthew Muncher. You rarely see a D lineman have more tackles than anybody, but he did. And Matthew's playing great right now. Meanest Jacket, Clay Webb. If I could sit here and show you the knockdowns, you'd be impressed. He really, it was his come-out game, so we're real proud of Clay. Game breaker, we give it to the whole offense. The whole offense played great. Receivers, linemen, running backs, quarterback, everybody played great, so real proud of them. Takeaway award, Janito Allen. You saw the pick right there at the end of the game that kind of finished the game off. Hammer award, Jordan Swain. Talked a little bit about him earlier, what all he's doing for us. He's having to learn a lot of things. We've got guys out injured. We have to move him around. So real proud of Jordan. There's probably not a better kid than Jordan Swain. I really enjoy being around him every day. Pride Award, Ridge Hayden. Ridge did a great job all week. blocking, giving us a good look. So, just very happy for Ridge.
All right, congratulations to the players and their awards for this week's game. Coming up next, we'll look ahead to a huge region game at Lamar Field this Friday night. We'll also have our player spotlight as we continue here on Jacket Vision. And we're back on Jacket Vision. It was a big night for the offense last Friday night, putting 52 points on the board, and a big reason for that was the play of the offensive line. And offensive guard Josh Thomas is our featured player in this week's Player Spotlight. Here's Chase Robinson.
At 5'11", 220, Josh Thomas has become a very important member of the Yellow Jacket offensive line. According to his position coach Jeremy Tapley, he brings a lot of positivity to the team.
Number one, Josh brings a lot of energy to the line. Every day he comes out here, he's wide open in practice, he's wide open in the game. And that guy who brings energy to you is very important to, every day giving that effort, making everybody else push along with him.
Last season, Josh Thomas was on the defensive line, but since the spring, he has made the transition to the offensive line.
Last year I played defensive, I played nose guard, now I'm playing right guard, so, it's a transition, but I'm working at it. Nose guard, I'm trying to get the quarterback, and right guard, I'm protecting my quarterback. So, it's a big difference.
Of course, in the springtime, he learned a lot by technique-wise, and of course, learning what to do. Right now, he's been pretty dead on, knowing what we're doing. Been a big part of our offense, been able to move the football.
Down in the trenches, you have to be dirty. You have to fight. You got to be aggressive.
For Jacket Vision, I'm Chase Robinson.
There's a guy who doesn't weigh 250, 300 pounds, could probably play another position. You guys ask him to go down there and play in the trenches there, and what a good job he's done for you.
Done a great job. He played nose guard for us last year, and we just thought this year with his speed, we could put him in offensive guard, and he could help us more because we do a lot of pulling on the toss and the buck sweeps and stuff. And Josh is smart. That's the thing about Josh now. Josh may be one of the smartest kids out there. When you tell him something, usually he's got it. And he's been just a vocal leader, and he's led by example. So it's been fun to coach him this year. He has really transformed over the last 3 years. He's always been a good kid, but he's really turned into a leader for us. And the more guys like Josh we have, the more games we're going to win.
All right, well, it's hard to believe we're already into game number 5. The weeks start rolling on, and which means you start getting into those interesting region races, and it's time now to take a look at the Class 6A Region 7 standings, because we've got a little more data to deal with now. You see, Albertville and Oxford, who meet this Friday night, are both 4-0, the only undefeated teams left in Region 7. But you've also got some other good teams in there, Coach, that could be a factor down the stretch. Pell City, Southside, and of course Fort Payne and Brewer and Coleman, the only two 0-2 teams in the region. So I mentioned the matchup this Friday night. It'll be Oxford playing host to Albertville. Both teams 4-0, both teams 2-0 in the region. I think, Coach, you've both played the same region opponents in Brewer and Coleman. So you've had a chance to review film and take a look at the Aggies. Talk about the challenge that Albertville brings into Lamar Field on Friday night.
Well, they do a good job offensively. They run a lot of screens, slow screens, fast screens, and they'll throw the ball down the field. They got a decent little running back. Defensively, they're running a 4-2-5, trying to run the same stuff they run at Alabama, because the head coach's son is the defense coordinator at Alabama. So they're trying to run some of that stuff, which, that stuff's tough to run unless you've got real good players. And I think it'll be a challenge for us because I think they'll change some stuff up what they've been doing on defense for us because they've been playing spread teams, and we'll get in spread some, but we're also going to get in there and pack it in some too. So it'll be interesting to see how they line up, what are their wrinkles for us, which that's the same case about every Friday night anyway. But they're 4-0, so it's going to be a challenge, but I look forward to it, and I know our kids do.
And of course, who knows with the weather forecast these days? It's hard to predict the weather an hour from now, but there is the chance of some rain on Friday night. So I guess you kind of have to prepare for everything.
Well, that's one of the many reasons I like being under center. I like being able to run the ball. because you never know what you're going to get with the weather, if it's going to be a rainstorm, if it's going to be windy and freezing. You know, when it's raining hard or if it's freezing cold, it's hard to throw the ball. And you don't want to be one-dimensional when you run in those kind of conditions. So, you know, if it rains, I would think we still have an advantage because we have more of a running game probably than they do. And they have more maybe of a prolific passing game than we do, but not because they've got a better quarterback or receivers. It's just they throw a little more than we do. But, you know, the weather doesn't bother me for this play in Albertville. But I hope, you know, either way, though, I hope it doesn't rain. I like to see a big crowd. I hope everybody comes out and supports the kids. And I hope Albertville brings a big crowd down because I think it'll be a good game.
We mentioned both teams 4-0, both teams 2-0 in the region, and obviously it's a big game because it's the next one. I know that's the correct way to look at it from a coach's perspective, but it's no secret the winner of this game is going to be the only undefeated team left in Region 7.
Yeah. But it's the next region game. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. You can add this and try to make it, build it up for this or that, the other. The only thing that matters is it is the next region game. And I told the kids that the only thing you're worried about right now is Oxford, getting us better. And then Friday night, you're worried about Albertville. But we just got to worry about us, take care of us, get us better, get us healthy. And then Friday night, let's deal with Albertville.
But I know how you feel. I feel the same way, and I know Oxford fans do. Also, isn't it nice to be talking about teams like Albertville and Pell City and Southside and Coleman, as opposed to what you had to deal with the last couple of years?
Yeah, you know, driving down to Opelika and Valley and places like that, you know, just I like playing in this area. I like more of a local schedule. And I think the fans do too, and they will more and more each week, I think.
Should be a great atmosphere on Friday night as Albertville comes to Lamar Field in a huge region matchup to take on Oxford. We'll be back with you again next week for all the highlights right here on Jacket Vision.